Hello and welcome to Season 5, Episode 3 of the Crochet Luna Vlogcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California. And it is a beautiful, beautiful afternoon here in San Diego. It is Saturday, October 30th. Everyone's partying today. Everyone's going to the Halloween parties. My idea of a party tonight is going to be to grab my crochet, grab a nice cup of tea, and watch some Netflix. I mean, that's my kind of party. I'm so happy to be here with you guys, and I hope that if you are going out tonight, you're going to be safe, and you're going to have some awesome costumes, and you're going to have a good time. But for those of us staying home, which is totally cool, I hope that you have an awesome Saturday. And I want to welcome any new subscribers out there. For those of you who are new to my videos, I welcome you. And just to let you know, we are all about crochet here, sometimes knitting, and just having a nice chat while we craft. So let's get started. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about what I have planned for the holiday season. The title of this episode is Holiday Preparedness Awareness. And that's because I have not been ever one to stress crochet products stress crochet during the holidays. I call it stress crochet because a lot of times when I see people trying to crochet stuff for the holidays, they seem really stressed out, and I think that's one of the reasons I've kind of shied away from it. Along with that, I just haven't had that time in the last couple of years to do that, and but I do see myself working on some patterns for some things for people this year. Usually the way I like to start these episodes is to give everybody a little health update. For those of you who are new, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I've lived with this condition for many years, and the reason I like to talk about it and the point of me coming up, the point of me sharing these health updates at the beginning of each episode is to let you know that if you are suffering from an autoimmune disease like I am, that you are not alone. And that I understand very well what you go through sometimes when you're dealing with flare-ups and those times where like your body is like your worst enemy, right? So that's the reason why I always make a point of starting the Vlogcast with a little health update, just to let you know that, you are not alone. But I've been lucky that the last couple of weeks, or since I last recorded, things have stayed pretty much the same as my last health update. It's been pretty tolerable. I have noticed that I've started to crochet more and my hand has started to hurt a little bit more. So what I'm doing now is just taking more breaks and applying heat, when I'm taking those breaks. And so I hope that as I keep crocheting a little bit more, I get back more into crochet shape is what I'm calling it. But yeah, other than that, the weather has changed here in California. I know it's nothing like what you guys see back east. And we've had those horrible storms, but there has definitely been a change in the weather, and I have felt that, that change from that high summer heat to, we're like in the 40s at night, which is a big difference. And so I'm not always necessarily affected by that, but I definitely have felt a little bit more stiffness in the morning. And so it's time to turn the heat on and get the electric blanket out, which I love my electric blanket. I know there's strong opinions about using electric blankets. But yeah, I feel like when they keep my joints warm at night, I just sleep a lot better. Anyway, I wanted to start off with a couple shout outs because I was watching YouTube the other day and the sweetest video came on from Sandra Paul, who is Cherry Heart. And I was just so drawn to this video. I played it a couple of times, just like I just loved everything about it. So if you have not had a chance to see Sandra's little blog video that she made, where she made these really cute pumpkin placemats, I'm going to link it below so you can check it out. It is so cute. It is so cool. I especially liked that little felted book that she had, where she had her needles and stuff. And I'm like, I need one of those. I need to make one of those. I just love the way that looked. So that's my first shout out. And, and Sandra is a very well-known designer. So it's not like I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. But if you have not seen it, or it's been a while since you've checked out her videos, I would definitely encourage you to do so, because not only does she put out a really lovely podcast, her blogs are really a joy for the senses, really. I mean, they really are. I wish I had that talent to do that. I tried doing Blogtober. I tried doing Vlogmas last year, and I think I got 3 episodes. And then I remember what happened. My editing software that I had been using for years just stopped working. And so I had to try and research new editing software. I use Filmora now, which is working out well, but I'm still trying to find my way around it. So that's what happened with my Vlogmas last year that I had planned to do. So yeah, and I am thinking about doing Vlogmas this year, which would be really cool, but I definitely have to plan it out because I want you guys to enjoy. I want you to have a good time watching my Vlogmas. The next shout out I want to make is for a lovely, lovely lady. Her name is Marquita Wilson. Hi, Marquita. And she actually has a crochet podcast here on YouTube, and I will link that below as well so that you can check her out, give her a subscribe. She makes some really lovely gifts. I just like listening to her. She has a good energy, good vibe. We need more people to do crochet podcast, people. So I'm telling you, I am all about encouraging you guys to try out and do things. And if you've been on the fence about starting a crochet podcast, I would highly, highly encourage you to do it. I record my podcast, my blogcast, my videos. I record them on my my cell phone, and then I upload the file to my desktop and I edit it, and then I upload it to YouTube. There's just so many ways to do it. You don't need anything fancy to record a video. You just need to hit record and then upload, and then we can see all the stuff that you're working on and the yarns that you're using, whatever you want to talk about. I mean, we don't care. We just, come on in. The water's warm. There's plenty of space for everyone to record and upload crochet podcasts. We need more. We just need more. And yeah, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. So those are my 2 shout outs. And next I want to talk about holiday gifts. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I am thinking about crocheting and knitting some holiday gifts. Very intentional about what I want to do because I know that I'll have limited time, and I'm limiting it to about 4 pieces. And the first one I think is probably going to be the one that's most time consuming, even though it looks simpler, I think. Well, yeah, I think it's going to take me a bit because it's going to be fiddly. You guys, I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know. If you've been watching me for a while, you know as much as I love amigurumis. I love them so, so much. But they're hard on my hands. And so I'm always, after I finish an amigurumi, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm not going to make another one for a while. But my cousin has some adorable children who I just saw at a family wedding. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to make them something. I haven't really made anything for them. And I found this pattern by, it's Lalylala, and it's called the Honeybee. And so what it is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her work, but she does a lot of this kind of stuff. But this little honeybee, you can put her in a, and I'm going to see if you can, I think there's a lot of getting washed out, but there's a little honeybee that you can put in a little cocoon, and she's got a little flower. It's basically like, it talks about the cycle of the honeybee, and then you make the little different components, and you can like put her in her little cocoon. You put the little wings, and so I'm gonna make that, but I wanted to show you real quick. She has different little bugs. I think this is her little bug collection, and you can purchase these patterns. And what she says is that they're all the pieces are interchangeable. So let's say you got a couple of these little bugs. All the little accessories are interchangeable. So if you are interested in making some cute little amigurumi, I think this is going to be a really cute kit for my cousins. I mean, my cousins' kids are, I think, like 3, and the little boy, I think, is like 5 months. It's obviously not for the 5-month-old, but definitely I think the 3-year-old will enjoy this. So that's going to be one gift. And then I am having such a great time crocheting hats that I thought I would crochet a couple hats. One for my mother. Actually, I'm making 2 things for my mom this year, because she has officially become crochet worthy this year. I've been crocheting for a long time, and my mom's never really been on board with the crocheting. But earlier this year, she came to my house, and I gifted her some cowls and some hats. And she said, you know, I really like to wear a hat when I go to sleep. And, you know, she was like wrapping a t-shirt around her head or something like that, right? So I said, Mom, I've got hats, you know, take these hats. And then I crocheted her, I think one of them was Laurel's pattern from the Dabbling hook. I will put her link to the hat that I crocheted, because it is a great hat. And so she's been raving all year about how much she just loves the hat and the cowls and everything that I've made her. So I've decided that I purchased this pattern a long time ago, the Flower Child beanie. It says Flower Child beanie. You can make it in different sizes. This is by Toni Lipsey. And so I thought I would make her this hat, not with the pom-pom, but I think I might make more than one, because I think I want one, and I think I might make an aunt of mine the same hat. So this is the hat that I'm going to be crocheting for the holidays. And then I was scrolling Instagram, and I saw a post by Molly Klein Designs come up, where she was talking about how an unfortunate incident of one of her designs kind of being stolen. And you know, it's something that happens, and unfortunately happens in our industry across the board. Designers get their patterns and their ideas stolen. I know a couple months ago there was like a website, people were talking how almost every single pattern that is paid for out there is being uploaded to this website for people to just get for free. I'm not going to mention the website. But if you read about that some months ago, you realize that it's really, really hard to protect your property, and it's up to us to just be considerate consumers and ethical consumers to not, you know, download patterns from websites like that. And I also believe that website, when you were downloading patterns, was like, you know, infecting computers with viruses, which was also not good. So she was talking about that, and I'm like, went to her Etsy shop, and I just wanted to give her some support. And then I found that she has all these really beautiful patterns. Now, most of them are knitted. I think they're all knitted. I could be wrong. But I went ahead and purchased 3 patterns from her website. One of them is the one that I'm going to be working on for my mother's cowl, and it's called the Raised Cowl. This is a pattern by Molly Klein Designs, and it looks very simple. It looks like it's just like stockinette, or you can see this one has you can see the texture of the cowl. So it looks fairly simple. I think I can do this. I have the perfect yarn for it. Again, I'm stash diving. Still, I'm going to be stash busting as of now, in all of 2022. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy any yarn, because that's just like not a realistic thing for me. But I'm definitely, you know, now that I have, you guys, side note, I'm looking around because I am 99.99% finished with organizing my craft area, and my mind just can't handle how organized and clean everything looks right now. I just love it so much. I will do a little tour once I'm completely finished. But one of the things that has happened is I'm going through my stash, seeing all the beautiful yarns that I have. And then when I saw the pattern by Molly Klein, I was cleaning up one of these bins, and I found that I have 2 skeins of, this is Woolfolk in the, I think tinned is the base. This is the company. And it's just, I don't think that the camera's picking up on it very well, but it's just a really soft, light gray. And I think this is going to make a really nice cowl. I think I can make 2 of these. And if I can, I'm going to gift this to somebody in one of my other aunts. So yeah. So ready with my stash, ready with my pattern. And yeah, that's sort of like my plan, but I'm not going to stress crochet, you guys. I'm not going to do that. And I just want to encourage you guys also not to stress crochet, because that's not fun. I mean, it takes the fun out of everything when you're sitting there like stress crocheting, right? This tea is so good. And look at my mug. I got my witchy mug out today. Isn't she the best? I love it. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is Stashtober 21. Oh my God. On Monday, I'm going to do a, check out Instagram and my stories. I'm going to do a little recap of people's projects on Instagram. You guys have done so well. I hope that you got out of it what I intended, which was to reconnect with your stash, to look through your stash and see all the beautiful yarn that you have, and to work with it, to hopefully finish projects that, you know, were on timeout. I'm really happy that I did Stashtober. It might be something that comes back next October. And I can tell you that once I've lined up things in my stash and said, you know, I'm not gonna use this yarn. It felt really good to think that that yarn might end up in someone else's hand and actually become something useful. I will talk about the destash part of what I'm doing probably the next episode, because I do want to have some of the yarn move on to a better home. I don't have a lot. Actually, when I was looking at my stash, I thought I had a lot more yarn than I actually have, which is really good. I think that I'm much more intentional about how I want to work with the yarn that I have, and maybe supplement the yarn that I have in projects, and really start off with what I have as the base for my project. And if I have to get, you know, a contrasting color or something like that, then I'll go ahead and do that. But like I said, I'm not going to go on a yarn diet, even though I have a button that says yarn diet, you know, it's crossed out. I don't like the word yarn diet. I might retire that button actually, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy yarn in 2022. That is not a realistic position to take on my part, because I do like to support makers in our community. And, you know, I just don't see myself not buying any yarn next year. But I do think that I need to start focusing on what I have, working with what I have. Even, you know, there's so many aspects of what we do in the fiber community as crocheters that, I mean, I've got a yarn stash. I've got a stitch marker stash. I got a project bag stash. I got a crochet hook stash. I mean, I have all these collections because they're all part of kind of like what I do. Even today, as I was putting the finishing touches on cleaning up stuff, I found so many stitch markers. These are all my stitch markers right here. And that is way too many. I love them all, and I'm going to go through them and sort out some stitch markers. And that's part of what I'm saying about destashing. I'm going to be stashing some bags, some stitch markers, some yarn, and, you know, I just want less. I just really just want to deal with less and have things maybe go to someone who will give them some love and some use. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Seth Meyers' corrections videos on YouTube. He is a late night talk show host, and once a week he'll post a video where he talks about all of the things that he said wrong or people have, you know, contacted him with, and they're really funny. If you have not seen his videos, I'll put a link to one of them. He actually has like this little ongoing thing with a knitting designer. Her name is Patty Lyons, and it's hilarious. Anyway, he gets, you know, people to, you know, say things like, you know, oh, you know, you said this wrong, and he'll talk about it. Anyway, this is the Crochet Luna corrections segment. And I want to thank my dear friend Debbie, the Canadian crocheter, for letting me know that I was mispronouncing the yarn brand of the yarn that I was talking about for the giveaway. So I kept saying that this yarn was Biscotti Yarns. And you see that, right? No, it's not. It's Biscotte Yarns. And the worst part about it is that this is a Canadian company. It's a French Canadian company. Well, it's not the worst part about it, okay? But listen, my defense, all right? So I took like 5 years of French. So I should have known better that it's Biscotte Yarns, right? Not biscotti, but I always think of biscotti like the Italian little, you know, long cookie that you eat and you dip in the coffee. So in my mind, that's what it was, right? But yes, thank you, Debbie. Biscotte Yarns is the correct way of saying it. You know, you spend 5 years, I don't know, 4 or 5 years studying French, and you don't use it, so you lose it. That's my only excuse. But speaking about this, I have the winner for this yarn is Tara Robel. I'll put your name right here. I also commented back on your comment, Tara. Please contact me via my email address, or you can DM me on Instagram. Both of those, well, the links are on the description down below. So let me know and I can send this out to you. I will also be sending out this cute little Black Pearl Magic unicorn enamel pin with your yarn. So contact me and I will get that out to you. Yeah, so that is going off to a new home. Her intended usage for the yarn is to put in her Just Feel Festive shawl. That is a shawl designed by Caleisha Ryan, and hey Caleisha. And she's just one of my favorite people on YouTube. She's just my favorite person all around. She's like the craftiest person. She is like the craftiest of craftiest people that I know, because she does it all. She knits, crochets, she sews, she paints, she spins, she keeps her plants alive, which is a talent in of itself, which I do not possess. Oh, and she writes poetry. I mean, she's just like the most amazing person. So if you have not checked out Caleisha's Quirky Monday podcast on YouTube, I will definitely put a link down below so you can check her out. Subscribe to her podcast. You will not regret it. All right, so let's move on to finished objects, of which I have one. My finished object is an amigurumi. I just have such a love-hate thing with these things. I love the finished product of an amigurumi, but the process is just so freaking hard on my hands. But I could not make this. When I saw this pattern on Instagram, I immediately purchased it, immediately went to look for yarn, and immediately started. So it's called the Poison Apple Pattern by Svetlana Hurova. It's this pattern here, and it's just amazing, and I love it so much. It is a paid pattern. It's very well written. I had no issues with the pattern. You do have to know, when she says increase, you just kind of have to know how to increase and decrease. That would be the only thing that I would say about it that is written a little bit different than how I'm used to seeing people say increase or decrease. But it's no big deal. You can figure it out. And she has it. I'm going to show you the picture. Let me see. Here it is. So on her picture, you can see she's holding it in the palm of her hand. And I knew that I wanted a bigger amigurumi than the small one that would fit on the palm of your hand. So I actually had worsted weight yarn. And this is my Poison Apple. And basically, when I was making it, well, shortly after I finished it, my husband said it looked more like a pumpkin. And I'm like, I'm totally fine with it. So this is my Poison Apple. Look how cool he is. It's got the drips of, it's supposed to be like it's dripping candy. Obviously, this looks more like a pumpkin. It's okay. But yes, and I just used a little bit of scrap yarn that I had for the stem. He is big. Her Instagram is at Toni Toys. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you can see it up here. And she gives you a really good, there's pictures in here. I mean, she does a really good job explaining everything. I think I did it in like 2 days. Could be why my hands hurt so much, but I just wanted to get it finished and have it as a cool Halloween decoration. So this is my only finished object for the podcast. And I'm looking for a name for him. I don't know what to name him. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. I would love to have a name for him so that he can come out every Halloween or every fall season and just hang out on the bookshelf. Let's move on to some whips. I have 2 whips. One I'm not even going to show you because I really haven't worked much on it, but it's still my knitted scarf with the Laurel yarn. I have not really worked on it much because I've actually shifted my focus to my Stashtober project, which is the Any Yarn Will Do cardigan by Dora Does. And this is a pattern that allows you to make this cardigan in 5 different weights. I'm making the fingering weight one. and I so far have had no issues with the pattern. I will tell you, I could not meet gauge. I tried 4 different swatches, different hooks. I could not meet gauge. So what I did is, I went down a size. Normally I would have made the extra large. I am making the large with the hopes that it's going to work out. But I think because of the way the pattern is written and the way that the pattern develops, I think it can be customized, because right now where I'm at, I should be splitting for the yoke. No, splitting for the sleeves, sorry. And I think I'm going to do one more round and then I'm going to split. So the yarn that I'm using is from Stash. It's this amazing yarn that was dyed for me a couple years ago by Heidi of Wolfy Wool Yarn. You can see it's this really lush red with black. And this is what I have so far for my cardigan. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. I think this is going to be the right size for me. And I've got I don't even know where I got these stitch markers from, but since I am working on this in October, I've got my little bat stitch marker. And I just love this color. You guys, this color is amazing. I love it so much. So yeah, I think I'm going to put another round of increases. Plus, I think I'm going to tells you if you want to increase for the bust, kind of where to do it. And I think I'm definitely going to do that. I don't know if I can, let's see. So this is where I'm at. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, I hope it works out, you guys. I hope it works out, because I just could not get gauge. It's living. I switched over my bags. One of the things that I'm just crazy about bags. And so like I have them everywhere. And as projects get bigger and the yarn balls get smaller, I switch bags, or, sometimes I don't need to take the, unused skeins of yarn for this cardigan with me. I might just switch the cardigan and just take the one ball that I'm working on. Because right now I'm still on the first skein and I just have that much left. So I'll be switching over and adding a new one. But it's living in this bag by Paisley and Gold. It's just a nice canvas bag. And I've got my pins on there, and then I've got this pin that I got from Allison from Morit from my Kickstarter when I supported the Kickstarter campaign. I love the pin. Look at that. So I've got that on there. It says Morit on it, and it's a drawstring bag, but it's got that lovely leather handle. I like these kind of bags because then the pins really show up on when you put it. Sometimes when you put pins on like busy fabric, you don't see the pins. So this is my Stashtober that I'm still working on. Hopefully we'll get it done in the next couple of weeks. I'm putting a lot of time into it. Let's talk Morit for a minute. Maybe I might have like a Morit segment like on every video. I love everything about this magazine. Anyway, I've sold out of every copy of Morit that I ordered. I'm looking to put in a pre-order soon, and because I just always want to have at least 5 copies available for people to purchase. But I want to start working on the Gudrun shawl. I can't even pronounce it. You guys, if I'm butchering this, I apologize. The Gudrun shawl. This one. This is Rosina's design in Morit. And let me tell you again why this magazine is amazing. And you get a code in the back, and then you can purchase a digital copy. And that digital copy gives you access to the PDF and also a large print version. And you can actually print the pattern. You can actually print the pattern so that you're not, because at first I'm like, I'm going to photocopy the pattern out of the magazine because I like to make notes and write on my patterns. But Allison makes it super easy for you to print out your own copy, and then you can get the charts, you get everything. Here's a picture of the, so it's great. I mean, I absolutely love the idea of being able to just print the pattern and, you know, work from that printed copy. I went ahead and I've got some Malabrigo. What did I get? Malabrigo Arroyo in this color, which is gorgeous. And I've got 2 skeins. Hopefully that will be enough for the shawl. And let me tell you how I came about these 2 skeins, you guys. I went to the San Diego Yarn Crawl this year. And you have to go to at least 3 stores before you turn in your passport to enter into the grand prize giveaway. And I won the grand prize this year. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so what you win is you win a $50 gift certificate to all of the participating shops and alpaca farms that were part of the San Diego Yarn Crawl, which is, I think, 8 or 9 of them. And I immediately went to one of my favorite yarn shops in San Diego, which is Emmy's Yarn in Chula Vista. The ladies at Emmy's Yarns are amazing, amazing knitters. They are, to me, the best shop that represents crochet in San Diego, hands down. They have samples in crochet. They have budget-friendly yarns. They have nice hand-dyed yarns. They're super knowledgeable. They're really friendly. And so it's one of my favorite shops. And actually, it's the one furthest away from my house. It's like 45 minutes away. But they had this beautiful Malabrigo Rios, right? Or Arroyo. No, Arroyo. What did I say? Yeah, Arroyo. Sorry, I was looking at my notes. They have this beautiful Malabrigo Arroyo. This is, you didn't know I could juggle yarn, did you? It's in the colorway Flama, and I'm going to be making that shawl from Morit with that yarn. It's currently living in these are my Halloween llama's bag from Slip Stitch Studio. You guys know I love her stuff. Look how cool it is on the inside. So I have that, and my hook and my other notions are living in another Slip Stitch Studios bag, which is this Halloween witch bag. And there is a story about this Halloween witch bag. When I first purchased this bag some years ago, I kept calling them Christmas witches. And so I thought that was so funny. I came up with an illustration and made a Christmas witch Christmas card that I sent out to some people. So this is from Slip Stitch Studios as well. And so my yarn, my yarn, my pattern, it's all living in this awesome bag, which is nice and big. It's a nice big bag. Next, going back to the whole Molly Klein thing, I'd never actually purchased anything from Molly Klein. I've known about Molly Klein, but I've never really purchased anything. But she has project bags. Like I said, she's got patterns, and she did an advent calendar. And so I saw this kit and I thought, yes, I'm going to have to get it. It was the sweetest thing. Look at this bag, you guys. It's got little gold fishies on it. Look how cute they are. Look at this, is spooky right here. Spooky fish. So I bought the bag, but this is part of a kit. So you get the bag, and then you get a mini set. And then the mini set comes with, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little goldfish stitch marker. I thought that this looked so pretty together to me that I'm like I said, I'm intentional. I bought the kit, and I already have the pattern for it, which is Rosina's ticking wrist warmers from issue 128 of Inside Crochet. I don't want to show you the pattern because it is from a magazine, but they look like this. And I think it's going to be super cute to make the wrist warmers in this yarn. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I just want to say that if you make this pattern and you're in the US, make sure that you make notes for yourself, or that you remember that these are UK terms. There is a stitch in here. I actually had to look it up. I didn't realize, well, once I realized what it was, I'm like, oh yeah, duh. But there is a stitch used in the pattern that has a different name for US in the US, and so I got a little thrown off by that. But once I realized what it was, then it's not an issue. But just, I always say, if you are going to get a UK based pattern, make a note for yourself and understand what the stitches are that you're using, because it can get a little dicey if you don't. I gave my friend Michelle, a magazine, a UK magazine. I think it was Inside Crochet, to make, she wanted to make a shirt, so I gave her the magazine, and it was a cotton crochet top. And I gave it to her, and she went, like, she was at a concert, and she waiting to get in, and she calls me up, and she's like, God, Claudia, this thing is going to be ginormous. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, these treble stitches are making this a really, really big top. And I said, oh, I said, I don't know that you know, but treble stitches in the UK are double crochets in the US. Needless to say, she was not too happy with me after that, because she had to rip everything off and start from scratch. But so that's what I mean. Like, I even though I've crocheted many things with UK based terms, I will make notes on the pattern and put on there, if it says, half treble, it's a half double crochet. Like, I know, but I still will make a cute, like a quick note, just because visually I want to be able to see that. So that's my plan for this adorable set of yarns, is to make the wrist warmers, and they're going to live in this adorable bag right here. So that's what is in my project queue. I wanted to go back and talk a little bit about the More at Kickstarter and the things that I receive from backing the project, which I'm really happy about. One of the things was this really cool canvas bag. And you can read what it says. It's got the adjective there, but this one here, the noun, the loveliest indie crochet magazine. You know it. So I got this bag, and then I got a skein of River Knits yarn in the colorway. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but it's this beautiful, beautiful colorway. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You can see it's this beautiful blue, but it's not just the dark blue. It's got these beautiful pops of a lighter blue. With the skein, you also got a copy of Faye Dashper-Hughes Positivity Spiral Hat. And you can either make the tam or the beanie. I'm going to make the beanie. So you got the pattern, and like I said, you've got the yarn. This is another hat I'm going to make for me. And I love the way Faye, let me tell you something. Faye is no joke when it comes to writing a pattern. Hands down, the way she writes a pattern is so thorough, so well written to me. She is on a league of her own. I crochet a lot of patterns. I've been crocheting for a minute now, and I've read and seen and come across a lot of patterns, and her thoroughness is second to none. And I'm not just saying that because we're friends. I'm saying that because the level of attention she puts in her patterns, you can see it across the line in everything she does, from her podcast, her notes, the patterns that she writes, the information the value she brings to the fiber community, to crochet. Not just fiber, the value that she brings to the crochet community is substantial. So really happy to be making this, and so happy with this beautiful skein of yarn. Now, we're almost to the end. I have one more pattern that I want to share with you guys. I have not put together a pattern palooza in a while, so I'm going to call this super mini pattern palooza because it's just one pattern. But I saw this on Instagram, and a couple people sent me links to this pattern. I think it's beautiful. It's called Ariana. It's designed by Amy Christoffers, and it's for Barocco yarn. Look at this beautiful, and it's a free pattern also. It's a free pattern. Look at this sweater. I know it's granny square, but I think the color combination and the way that the squares are put together is phenomenal. Isn't that beautiful? I think I'm mostly drawn to the colors. To be honest with you, it's the colors that I would make this sweater, this cardigan, in exactly the same colors. And I think it would look amazing on everyone. So I'm going to link this below, of course, but take a look at Ariana by Barocco, which, thank you, Barocco, for putting out a crochet pattern. They don't do it often, and when they do put out a beautiful crochet pattern. So that's what I have for you guys on this episode. I hope, like I said, you're going to have a good Halloween. If you're going to go out partying, have a good time, be safe. I did want to share with you that I've updated my Etsy shop with one new product, and that is the Crochet Luna birthday kit. And what that is a ready to ship kit that you can send out to a friend or for yourself if you're having a birthday, to celebrate your birthday or friends, and let them know. This one said that the acrylic pin says, "It's my birthday, give me yarn." And then I put this together in collaboration with Maria of A Needle Runs Through It. I will link her shop below because Maria is an amazing, amazing maker. She does a lot of the wooden stitch markers that we use in our kits for Lady Di yarns. And she also does shawl cuffs. She does the sock blockers I showed in one of my episodes. And so we collaborated on, I said, because I had the idea, I said, I need some stitch markers for this kit. And so she designed these two right here. Hopefully there you can see them. The lollipop and another skein of yarn that says, "It's my birthday, give me yarn." And you also get a 1-inch birthday needle gauge, so that you can, sometimes you just, need a little needle gauge in your notions bag, and this is perfect. Hopefully, there you go, you can see it. If you are a knitter and you want a knitting kit, I have a sticker that says 100% fabulous, 100% knitter. The crochet stickers are coming. They are not available right now. But if you are a crocheter and you order the crochet kit, you will get a little extra surprise in there to make up for the fact that there's no sticker. But you got to order it to find out what that is. So I will also be including a bag of Stash Wild Raspberry Hibiscus caffeine-free tea because I love this stuff. And I think it makes the perfect little gift. Sometimes, you know, you just want a little something special for a friend. And as, you know, fiber people, we have so much that it's sometimes really hard to, I think it's really hard. I'll be honest with you. I think it's hard to shop for yarn for a friend sometimes because people have very specific things that they like or don't like. But you can't go wrong with a couple stitch markers and a cool pin, and a sticker and a gauge. So these are ready to ship in my shop. They come in this cute little bag, and I hope that if you order one for a friend or for yourself, that you like it. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope I'm going to give you some words of encouragement like I did last time. I hope that if last episode encouraged you to do something you wanted to do, that you did it. And if you need a little bit more encouragement, I'm here to tell you, go do it. And you will be pleasantly surprised. And you are capable of doing it. You are smart enough. You are talented enough. There's no one else like you. So go get it. Bye.